Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining me on another car chat. I'm on my way back to rehab for a meeting. So, had a few minutes. I thought I would come on and talk about what's on my mind. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some additional things that I left out in last night's live stream. If you haven't seen last night's live stream, our tag talk with Maggie Doodle, please go back and rewatch that. And it was a great show. Maggie really put herself out there and let me take a look at her store and give her some suggestions to help her get more listings up and get more sales. She has a very limited amount of time in her life, just like I do. And so I left things out. I knew I would because I was nervous. I kept losing my train of thought. We'd go down little rabbit trails. So I thought of a couple of things I wanted to add. So Maggie, I'm going to tag you on this video so that you can watch it. And, I could have messaged you privately, Maggie, but I want the, subscribers to also hear this information in case, they want to do some of these things. But first I want to talk about, I'm leaving, today is Wednesday, January 25th, and I'm leaving town Sunday, I believe it's the 29th. And so I got to thinking this morning when I started getting some sales, is like, I need to change my handling time because anybody that buys from me today, if they don't pay and then they pay on Sunday, I won't be able to ship on Monday. So here's one of my suggestions for eBay. It's always bugged me. You can have 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day handling time, and then they bump it to 10 days. They don't have 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. You would think they would have 7 days because that's 1 week. So unfortunately, I had to put my entire store on 10-day handling. That's crazy. Anybody buying from me Saturday and paying, I can ship Monday morning. I can have my wife put the stuff out on the porch. So it's going to look like they're not going to get it for almost 2 weeks now if they buy from me today. But anyway, eBay, you need to really change that. It's crazy. Just don't understand it. And why that big jump? There's got to be a reason. I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that I left out of last night's show. And these are in no specific order, but I had asked Maggie to talk about how many items she thought she could list in a week if she had a busy week like this week. And she said 35 to 50. Okay, already right there that told me she doesn't really know how many she's listing a week, okay? So I suggested that she list 3 and draft 3 or more and put the extras in the bank. And on days when, she's home, she can draft 3, let them go live, draft 3 or 4 more, and build up her draft bank. What I really don't think I made clear was that's just a starting point, okay, for Maggie. So that would be 21 items, no matter what, would be going up a week. 3 every single day. eBay loves to see a pattern. And then what I meant to say is after a couple of weeks of doing the 3 a day, 21 a week consistently, then she could try adding an extra one. So doing 4 drafts a day, letting 4 go live, and banking 3 or 4. And then if she ever got comfortable, she could go up to 5. Now, I don't really see in Maggie's situation why it would be beneficial for her to go up to 5, but I don't know. I guess if she just had a really huge draft bank at one point, she could do that. I don't like to get my drafts above 100 because, well, we know that some of the drafts have been disappearing and everything, and I've never felt comfortable going over 100. But anyway, so that's what I meant to say. Maggie, if you're listening, I don't mean for you to just do 3 a day for the rest of your life. Okay, that's just a starting point, because what I'm hoping Maggie's going to try is, in addition to drafting items on the days when she's home, that she will start taking a look at her titles and rearranging her words the way we talked about last night in the show. And so that's going to take some time. She's got 900 plus items. That's going to take some time to rearrange those titles, right? And so if you add that to her day, she's not going to really want to do more than 3 drafts. Okay, I cut myself off. I just recorded about 10 more minutes and it went off. So she's not going to really want to do more than 3 drafts a day is my basic point, until she gets her titles fixed the way she wants them to look. The other thing I noticed that I left out, because I had her store pulled up and I went back and looked at a couple more of her listings, and I can't believe I left this off. I noticed that on some of her tunics, I was basically looking at tunics, that on her item specifics, she didn't have them all filled out, for one thing. And then the ones that she did fill out, especially the specific called features, let me make sure I'm rolling. Okay. The one called features, she would just put stretch. Okay. There are some item specifics where you can check off more than one item. So on some of those tunics, she could put stretch, sheer, lined. So on your features, you might have 3 or 4 specifics in that one. There's another one, accents. Like if there's rhinestones, you could put rhinestones, beads, sequins. There's lots of different accents you can add. You don't need to add just one. So any more that you can fill out on those would be helpful. So I think that's what I wanted to say. I think what I'm going to do now is I have about 40 minutes drive. So I think what I'm going to do is pull up my YouTube video from last night, my live stream, and listen to it and see if that reminds me of anything else. Okay, I made it to my stop. I listened to the first part of the show from last night. I did want to clarify something that I told Maggie, that to draft and let 3 items go live every day. And what I need to clarify is that to not draft things and let them go live that day, save them in her drafts. When she's ready to let 3 go live, to go to her drafts and find the items that were drafted the earliest on. Like today's the 25th. So when I went to my drafts today, I went and I found things that were drafted like way back on the 16th. I let those go live. I didn't let things that I drafted yesterday on the 24th go live. That's because drafts only stay in your drafts for a certain amount of time. So I'm going to catch the oldest first. All right, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to try to listen to the last part of the show on the way back. There may or may not be any more to this video. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I hope to see you next time. Bye.